Hello, and welcome to this London session with your host, Dre Day FX. So, as always, we do a London session here at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with Everyday FX. So, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and you could subscribe to my channel here, that is Dre Day FX. So, no problem on that. So, let's jump on the chart right now. I'm just gonna wait a few minutes for everyone to come in. We already have some trade coming in here at 3. We got USD ZAR for a sell, and it's killing right now after a few seconds. So right now it's already at TP2. So I didn't have the chance to enter the trade right away, but if you did, shout out to you. If not, we're just going to look at the setup here. It's a beautiful setup for now, and I will explain you overall what is Enigma, and we're going to look at the previous setups here that we had here overall for the week. And if you have any questions, as always, make sure to drop them in the chat section. Perfect. So I'm just gonna wait a few minutes here to have everyone come on. So welcome everyone. So we're gonna start in a few minutes here. All right, so just drop the link here on our group. So if you're not with Elevated FX, make sure to join in. You could create a free account and look at what we're offer overall. And if you like what you see, make sure to join in. And what we do here is we look at the market on every Thursday. So we look at the setups here. So if you're a free member, you're able to see the setups and maybe take the trade if you want to. But if you want to have more setups like this, like the one that we're seeing right now, make sure to join as soon as possible. Perfect. So just type the number 1 if you're able to hear me. so that we could start. What a beautiful setup here on USD ZAR. So at the same time, I'm just gonna explain you exactly how we take those setups here that you could do on this on your own too with using the Enigma system. So this is Enigma. So basically, it's bringing out setups here for you to take based on your own time framework. Okay. And technical analysis overall. You have to decide if you want to take a trade or not. And basically, I was going to take the trade, but the move went too fast, and I had to start the stream here, so I didn't have the chance to enter. And yeah, it's well, that's a lot of pips here right there. Perfect. So how it works here? So basically, you're gonna receive the alerts like this. So you have two alerts here right now that came in at 3 a.m. So you have GBPNZD and you have USD ZAR. So the ZAR trade, that's the one that we just saw. We are going to look at GBPNZD to see how it is right now. So GBPNZD for a sell. Okay, unfortunately, we don't have the setup here that is printed out. And the reason why you don't see it, okay, is because you have the option here that is the fusion. You see it on the top right. So fusion is basically a directional system that we added to the Enigma AI that will give you access to know exactly where is the actual overall trend of the trade on the market, the pricing overall with the market. Okay, so right now it's going down here, but it's overall bullish. Okay, so maybe it's gonna switch from fusion up to fusion down, and that's the reason why you don't see the actual setup. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you when you turn it off what you're gonna see. So I'm gonna put it fusion off. Okay, so let's see. Fusion on. So you see fusion on, fusion off. Okay, but yeah, I know that this pair there's some. So you're gonna see here the setups here eventually here on that. Okay, so let's look at still the USD ZAR. That was a actual beautiful setup on that, and like I said, it was going too fast. So you have basically you have the entry. So you have the option to go enter the market here. So basically, this candle needs to close, and then you're gonna receive the alert. So that's the 2 hour candle, and then at the 3 hour candle, you enter the market. You're able to enter the market at market execution or on as a pending order. Okay. Um, so depending exactly on where the structure of the market is, you just have to decide if you want to enter right away or you enter at market execution. So already we're doing some tests here on our end, because we do eventually we're gonna maybe you may or may not know, but this setup can be done automatically, and you can use the trade manager that will give you access to enter and market execution. And then right now it's already hit TP3. Okay, so based on the trade manager, it's gonna set up everything that you see here automatically. And then right now it already hit TP3. Um, but eventually we're going to have automation here that will be offered to you. So instead of putting everything here manually, the system will do it for you. Okay, so that's a really an exclusive that you don't know that we're going to offer eventually. But this option will be offered here on our FX Mastery yearly package. Okay, so automation will be offered here for free as a bonus if you are a FX Mastery yearly member. Okay, so don't miss on that, and just tell everyone that that would love to have automation. That yes, we're gonna offer automation with Enigma AI, but with the FX Mastery yearly package only. Okay. So let's go back and look at um, other setups that we had. So we had the GBP USD. GBP USD. Okay, so the GBP USD. So that was a beautiful setup here. So you had same thing. This candle close and then give you an entry. Okay. And what's the beautiful part is that based on this, the actual structure in the market, I always say if you see an engulfing candle here after a last push up to the upside, if you see there was liquidity here in the market and it went up right there and then close. So this is really a, like, if you could screenshot this pattern here, this is typical pattern for a reversal. Same thing here. See here, engulfing, going down. Same thing, engulfing, going down. And if you go on the higher time frame, you're gonna see it's a big engulfing here. Same thing, and that's really a good indication. When you see a pin bar like that, that means that we're doing an exhaustion. And on top of that, if you look at this structure, this is basically an imbalance in the market. Okay, so it has to go and fill that up. Okay, and then you could continue going up here. So we could maybe see a pattern like this going down and then going up. So entering the market here at that price, that's really perfect. And it went to TP2. And now we're gonna see exactly how it goes here overall. Okay. So now you had the USD ZAR for a buy here from last night at 9. So we're just gonna look at it again. Okay, so we had it as a buy here, and base, I'm just gonna based on Fusion, Fusion was still going down here. So I'm just gonna remove Fusion so you could see the setup. So right now, the reason why you didn't see the setup here, because the Fusion was the overall tendency here of the USD ZAR was a downward setup. Okay, so when it gives you an alert like that, if you don't have Fusion on and the filter, it's gonna show you the buy setup. But since we're in a downtrend, if you look at the A4, we're in a downtrend since basically since May, mid-May. So any buy setup wouldn't make sense to take. I would only looking for sell setups here, and that's the reason why for this trade, I'm just gonna go back here and put Fusion on, Fusion off. So that's why on this trade, this I wouldn't take it. Okay, and as you could see, it only went to let's say you did a pending order, you would have been filled here and you would lost the trade. And let's say you entered on market execution, and even on market execution, I wouldn't take the trade, and I'll show you why I wouldn't take it. Because at market execution, the take profit is too close of the entry price. Okay, so I want to see like a big. That's why I enter. I want to make sure that the first take profit is not that far. That is a little bit further to have a better movement. Okay, but on top of that, the movement, the overall trend was a downtrend. So I wouldn't take that trade at all. That's why you don't see it when you have your Fusion trend on. Okay, so you're still going to receive the alert saying that we have a buy, but you're not going to see it printed out on the chart because it doesn't follow the trend with Fusion. So that's why this setup was the perfect setup to get in. And as you could see, it went to TP3 in less than what, 15 minutes. So that's pretty cool. So okay, let's scroll up. Okay, let's look at another one. You have USD CAD. I'm just gonna look at CAD, USD CAD. Okay, so you have USD CAD. So this one, like I said, you're not gonna like on the trade ideas. Okay, it has to make sense with your framework, and you don't need to take all of the trades. Okay, and most of them, sometimes it's gonna follow your rules, but the market will go another way. Like this one, it was a sell setup. The trend was and it still is a sell based on Fusion. The overall trend is a sell. If you look at the overall trend here on the top, it was going down, but now the market is a little bit shifting, and the reason why is this candle here. There's a big imbalance. and if you look at the price, it's this was the low of the of the week here. Okay, so the low of the week was done here, and then now it's pushing up. And if we look at H1, so basically the trade was triggered at the end of the actual trend here. Okay, so if you went market execution, it would basically stop you out, because I think this trade here we took it on our automation, and it stopped us out based on the the risk to reward here, and overall it stopped you out here, right? So right now I wouldn't I wouldn't take any trades here unless we're getting a directional change from a downtrend to an uptrend with fusion. So you could maybe take a note here of you cat to see exactly where we're going to be at overall. But this is a setup that we discuss here on a boot camp with the Asian Sniper, aka the Asian Sniper. So it was giving you exactly the actual setup that we were looking at overall for UCAT here. We have Euro Odd. Look at it. So Euro Odd, we had it as a buy. And I'm pretty sure the reason why we don't see it, let's go ahead, fusion off. Okay. The reason why we didn't see the setups here at that time, and I'm pretty sure it's because the fusion was going on, was still a downtrend, and then it switched to an uptrend here, right about here. So this setup, okay, would be still a good valid setup. Why? Because of market structure. So we still had some liquidity here and here to fill, because it exhausted the price right here. So that was the low of the week. We see so we had the low. So the low was on Monday. Yes, exactly. So that was 2 days ago. Let's see on the H1. That's right. So that was the low of the week, as you can see on the H4. It went to the low and then went bullish here. Okay, so that's why I say, even though it's giving you an indication that it's still it's bearish, but based on the setup, you could still take it. Right now it's bullish for the fusion, but if you look at market structure, it makes sense to take it. And like I said, good setup here for sell, going to the downside, and then it has to fill it up. Okay, so it's really, when you see that and it reverse like that, it has to fill up the previous high, and that was this one here. So you have this one that was a previous high, and then this one. Okay, so we said, can you mark up USD CAD? Okay, let's look at that. USD CAD. Okay. So when you say markup, what do you want to see exactly? You want to know why we would take the trade or not, or the actual structure of the market overall? Because I would still have taken it, take the trade here based on what I'm seeing, but like I said, it just went to because basically I would still see this slide, this candle here as the low for the week, but it went lower. Okay, so that's basically a liquidity grab right there, because there was some still liquidity here and here, but it just went lower because there were still pending orders here for sells that they needed to take before pushing the market up. Okay. Right now, okay, so we want to know if market. Okay, so like I said here, so you have some liquidity here that they went to take, and they as you can see they wicked it just to take some liquidity here, and it's already marked up here that we're looking to see going up. But right now I'm looking, and if you look on the left, I want to have that filled, and then this one filled too. But I'm pretty sure this one will go to the downside a little bit and then continue up overall, because the US dollar here right now, it's getting stronger and stronger. As we discussed on our bootcamp call, and what is analyzed with the Asian sniper is that right now the US is a safe haven based on the situation that we're having overall with the situation here in Europe. So most of the people are putting money in the US as a security here. But the US is going down eventually here overall. But what I'm expecting here is going to go on those previous lows, highs here. Okay, so just to continue up. But it was going down here for the last, I think since May. Same thing. Yeah, mid May it went down, but now it's getting stronger and stronger right now. So, is there any other pair you wanted to look at, or that was only USD CAD? All right. Yeah. Can you look at gold? All right. So let's look at gold. Give me 2 seconds. I just okay, so gold. Mhm. There you go. Okay, so let's look at gold. Go back. So regarding gold, are you trading it on the higher time frame or the lower time frame? It's been a while that I didn't trade gold, but before what I was doing is that I was looking at the lower time frame to enter the gold and in intraday basis, because gold can wick you out left and right, as you could see on the higher time frame. So I always look at the intraday pricing and on the 15 minutes. Okay, so that's a good thing to do. But right now, based on what I'm seeing here on the low time frame, I could still see gold going up here. So the pattern will be like this and going up here and looking to go down a little bit here. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at too. So, but my expectancy on gold right now is to go on those highs because there was a swing here and there's still some liquidity here on top and then go down. And if we look, uh, they still went to 50% of that move, and that was a bullish move. So I'm pretty sure it's still have some tendencies to go down. So maybe another push down because I'm pretty sure there's still liquidity right here. So first they're gonna look to go up and then continuing down. But I would highly suggest you to trade it on the lower time frame. Okay, so 15 and even 5 minute will be a ideal time frame to trade gold because you could still take those type of move. Like every time that I see those setups, I know they have to fill it up. Just gonna There we go. So that was the question in perfect. Okay. And and the reason why for instance, I do not like most of the time I do not mark up my charts. I only look at it visually. Okay, it's been like maybe 8 years that I'm trading. So at the beginning I was looking at support and resistance and everything like that. But when you study the actual candle patterns, you're gonna see where the market is expected to go. Okay, like this here. When I told you on the 15 minutes, I'm expecting to have the price going to grab here. And if you look at the 5 minute, when you see this candle structure, you expect to have the price going to fill that. Okay, so this is called imbalance or imbalance in the market, because you don't want to have, if you have multiple candles going in the same direction, 3 or 4 or 5 candles going to the same direction, regardless of the time frame, you know that the market needs to fill it up before going to do the next move. Okay, so it went down and then went down again, and now it consolidated. So we're expecting to have a push up before doing the next move. It could be a continuation on the uptrend or going down. So you could still look at the best thing to do is really to look at the higher time frame before taking the decision. So what I do here is every week I look at the weekly chart. Okay, looking to go on the to see exactly the previous week, and on top of that, I do my commitment of traders. I could do commitment of traders here with indices, but mostly right now I'm trading forex. But the commitment traders, you could do it for gold too. You have all the information there online for that. But first thing, you look at the weekly. Okay, you see exactly where we're at on the week. And as you can see, it was pushing up, and now it's a little bit consolidating here. And then after that, I go on the daily, see exactly what happened in the last few days. Still consolidated, so it went down, up, it went a little bit up, and now it's going up slightly. Okay, so there's a little bit of indecision here. Then after that, I go on the 4 hour. And that's the reason why I'm telling you to trade intraday for gold, because sometimes you're gonna have big moves, and sometimes you're gonna have a lot of consolidation. That'll be done. So right now, as you can see, it went up, but I'm expecting to have a movement going up here. So if we look at what I was saying on the 15, I was expecting an uptrend here. So to fill that gap first, and then maybe going still up. But as you could see, there's still some liquidity here with the market right here. So there's still money here that is waiting to get filled, and here too. Okay, because that move is I always I always say this move is the money grab move. So until this one is not filled yet, I'm not expecting to have gold going down for a bit here, based on what I'm seeing on the 4 hour. So I'm expecting to have gold going in that region here. Okay, but we'll see what it will give us. So I hope that helps you with your gold. And if you have any other pairs where we want to look at, we could do that too, until we get another signal here, maybe at 4. But if we don't have anything by 4, we're just going to close the session until maybe if you have any other questions, I'll be glad to answer them. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to look at other setups. So you had CAD JPY for buy and USDJPY for buy. That was at 1 a.m. yesterday, the 8th. Okay, so let's look at USDJPY. So the Enigma system only works on the wind up feed on TradingView, but you're still able to trade it on any brokers. Okay, so it's gonna align with any chart because it's the market, but we're only using the Wanda feed based on the system here as a preference. Okay, but you're able to trade it the way that you want it. So here we had a buy setup here, and basically we had two buy setups here on UJ, and both of them won. And if you look at the fusion, it was in correlation with fusion, so the overall market structure. So if we go on the H4, so it was still bullish here. It was still bullish. This is basically the end of that move. Okay. And we caught it before the move closes here. And as you can see, it's right now it's going down. And as you can see, this is the patterns that I was talking about. So if you see multiple candles going in the same direction, okay, there will be a retracement that will be done here. Okay, depending exactly on where you're at in the market. Right now, you see there's multiple up candles here. So you know that the price needs to fill those gaps eventually. Okay. So you could still take your profits here within that zone, but you're expecting to have the price going down in those regions. So you could maybe put some pending some alerts here with those regions, because right now you still have liquidity here. So that's the swing high. And here you still have, there's a lot of money there. Okay. So we'll see how it goes, but if we go back on the H1, those were good setups. And as you can see, it went to the first setup here, went to TP3 and beyond. And this setup here went to TP almost 3, but this one on that candle it will stop you out. So basically you would have taken partial profit based on that, so at least at TP1 and TP2. Me personally, I always take TP1 and TP2, and I let the maybe 10% of my trade riding on TP3 and above. So that way I secure more profit than usual, because I know that some people only take, let's say they only look for TP3s every time, but sometimes it's not gonna give you TP3 zone pricing. So at least TP1 and TP2, I know that it's high probability that the setup will go that route. So that's why I always secure partial profit here on each TP zones here. Okay, this is how you basically secure your account overall by doing that. Perfect. And we'll look at CAD-JPY. CAD-JPY is one of the biggest winners here, and now we'll see CAD-JPY. CAD-JPY was set up here, and if you go, I'm gonna show you the profit zone that we have with EFX, and people that took the trade here, the trade idea, crushed it. Example. So you have shout out to Joseph. He took the CAD-JPY trade as a pending order. It was using pretty sure he was using the trade manager with that. Let me check. Is pricing pending limit pending? Yeah, exactly. So he used the trade manager. As you can see, there was 0.01 buy limit, and then it calculated the amount of risk based on his account to take the trade. And this is the exact setup here. So he went to a pending order at the entry price. I'm just gonna do a replay for you guys so you could see how it printed out. So let's see. So I'm just gonna slow the speed up. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So this is the candle that created the entry price to enter, and then this candle, this is the actual signal. Okay. So if we go back on the FX setup, so the actual signal is here, and you could see that's the price, that the exact same price that is shown here. Entry price at 106.0096, stop loss, and your TPs. Okay. So here it almost activated your trade, and I'm pretty sure depending exactly on the spread, it could may or may not enter at that price, but for sure it was filled here. Okay, and that was a beautiful entry. And if you look, it's just gonna look at the amount of pips here that went to drawdown. So 103 roughly to 109. So 6 pip in drawdown. So and then you enter the trade, and let's continue. So we went to TP1 on that hour, and then TP2 and TP3. So in 3 hours, you're out of the trade, depending exactly on your framework. But you can still continue writing it out if you want to. But it went, like we saw. This is where we're at right now. So that's the highest that it went. But that was a beautiful setup. And I'm just going to go back on the profit zone. And you're going to see that not only Joseph that did that trade, so it took, we have Tommy, same thing, CAD-JPY. Ivana, I think she took it. Yes, you can see. So it went to, those are partial profits here. You have to secure the bag. You have to. Joseph again. No, that was not the same trade. Exactly. Okay, perfect. Okay. And same, I'm just gonna look, there's another one that I wanted to look at, another setup. It was Chef JPY. I think it, yeah, CHF JPY. So this is an alert. We don't the Chef JPY, we don't have it as an alert here with EFX on the FX setup. But like I said, you could always set up your own alerts on the pairs that you want. It could be any pair, and as long as you could see an actual setup printed out with that pair, you could still trade it. And you had the Chef JPY that did the same thing. It was going up against the yen, and let's look at that. So CHF JPY. Same, that was a beautiful setup too. Same thing. It printed out the trade. I'm just gonna do another bar replay for you. No, this one sometimes the Barbary doesn't work, but the actual setup on live, you're gonna see it. So give you an entry price here, right here. You put a pen order, and it went against you by 5 pips only, 5 pips, and then it did its thing. Okay, hit TP3, all that good stuff. Okay, so 353. So if you have any questions, let me know. But we're gonna wait until 4 if we have any setups. If not, we're gonna close this session. Like always, if you are not a member of Elevated FX yet, make sure to create your free account here in the description box below, or go back to the person that invited you to this webinar, this free webinar that we have here on EFX channel, YouTube channel, and on our Facebook group, and on my YouTube channel that is DreDFX. So I could show you my YouTube channel if you're not on it currently, because I'm restreaming on multiple platforms right now. So I'm just gonna go on my YouTube channel here.
And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh Air Podcast. After our edition, we're
Oops. Sorry about that. YouTube. So you just have to there we go. I'm just gonna share my YouTube here. So it's DreDFX. So if you see that, that's me. Perfect. Yeah, so we're gonna wait maybe 2-3 minutes here, 5 minutes. We're at 5 minutes. It's 3:55 Eastern time, so we'll wait for another 5 minutes to get some setups, and see how it goes. If you have any questions, don't be shy. We'll just want to wait for top of the hour to see if we have any setups here. But I'm pretty sure there will be some of them based on the structure that I'm looking at overall for the accounts, for the currencies here. But let's see. Yeah, Euro USD, I'm looking maybe to have the price going in that region here for a sell. So that would be a good setup here to take. And like I said, structure. when you see that type of structure, you know that they need to go back and fill that up. Especially if you see that pattern here. So you have a downward candle and then a push up. You need to fill that up. Okay. So before going really on an uptrend. So let's look at H4. Yeah. So H4, it's still bullish here on the fusion. So I'm expecting to have the price going here, at least fill that to continue back up, because we still have some money left here, especially here. So I'm expecting to have euro going up here, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, and let me show. I'm gonna show you guys the actual what we're working in the background with the FX. I was talking to you about the automation for the Enigma system. So I'm just gonna show you exactly what I was talking about. I'm just gonna go back on the USD ZAR trade ideas that we had. I'm just gonna go on FX setup at the same time. So that was the last. So this sell, like I said, it was going too fast for me to get in. Okay, but I'm gonna show you. I'll share. Open my camera. Okay, so perfect. So I'm just gonna minimize that. Okay, so okay, this trade that came in, but let me show you. Maybe it's gonna blur a little bit, but you're gonna see that the automation that we're testing took the trade right away. Okay, so we didn't miss the trade. So I know that some people don't have time to trade manually. So that's why we're going to offer automation here with the exact same framework that we have right now. Okay, so that way you're not going to miss the beat and gonna get some profit like that. Okay, so let's go back. Just gonna open this. Close. And close message. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's look at. Hope you guys excited of what we're gonna have here. So so we have GPCAD as a cell. So GCAD. So that's a free setup for you guys. So we have GCAD. For sell. So I'm just gonna take that trade on my end. On my FTMO account. That's really a perfect setup here. Perfect. So if you are a free member right now, I'm giving you a free setup here as a bonus. So let's look at where we at. So it still looked bearish. We still had a big wick here, so maybe it's gonna still continue going down. Maybe there's some liquidity here, but in the short term, it makes sense to take the trade, at least at that region. Let's maybe put a horizontal line. So let's look at the one on H1. So I'm expecting to have it at least at TP1. But as you all know, it will depend on what the market is giving you. Perfect. So on that note, we're gonna close this session. So if you have any questions, this will maybe the best time to ask them. If not, I will close this session here. Wait, you guys. And once again, make sure to lock in with Elevated FX. The tools are helping a lot of people winning right now. So don't be a stranger and get into the action. Talk to you soon. Just gonna wait a little bit, but yeah, no questions. Okay, perfect. So hope you guys were satisfied with this session. So we're gonna come back here same time, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. And if you are a member, we're gonna have our bootcamp session next Tuesday, so we could review the market. And eventually, I'm thinking of going back doing my COT analysis here on Monday on my YouTube channel. So make sure to follow my YouTube channel, so that way you are able to get some pointers here on how which pair I'm looking to trade overall for the week and what we're looking to do with. Okay, so have a great day.